It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. Consideration for others is the basis of a good life, a good society. Faced with what is right, to leave it undone shows a lack of courage. To be wronged is nothing, unless you continue to remember it. By nature, men are nearly alike, by practice, they get to be wide apart. When anger rises, think of the consequences. Things have their roots and branches. Affairs have their beginnings and their ends. To know what is first and what is last will lead one near the way. You cannot open a book without learning something. Wherever you go, go with all your heart. When it is obvious that the goals cannot be reached, don't adjust the goals, adjust the action steps. I followed my heart without breaking any rules. The scholar does not consider gold and jade to be precious treasures, but loyalty and good faith. In his dealings with the world, the gentleman is not invariably for or against anything. He is on the side of what is moral. I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. If you look into your own heart, and you find nothing wrong there, what is there to worry about? What is there to fear? Everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. Give a bowl of rice to a man and you will feed him for a day. Teach him how to grow his own rice and you will save his life. The wise never doubt. The humane never worry. The brave never fear. When a person should be spoken with, and you don't speak with them, you lose them. When a person shouldn't be spoken with and you speak to them, you waste your breath. The wise do not lose people, nor do they waste their breath. Fix your mind on truth, hold firm to virtue, rely on loving kindness, and find your recreation in the arts. Words are the voice of the heart. At 15 my mind was directed to study, and at 30 I knew where to stand. Be strict with yourself but least reproachful of others, and complaint is kept afar. To be poor without murmuring is difficult. To be rich without being proud is easy. Think of tomorrow, the past can't be mended. No matter how busy you may think you are, you must find time for reading, or surrender yourself to self-chosen ignorance. If you make a mistake and do not correct it, this is called a mistake. To put the world in order, we must first put the nation in order. To put the nation in order, we must first put the family in order. To put the family in order, we must first cultivate our personal life. We must first set our hearts right. Education breeds confidence. Confidence breeds hope. Hope breeds peace. The man who asks a question is a fool for a minute. The man who does not ask is a fool for life. Virtue is not left to stand alone. He who practices it will have neighbors. I am not one who was born with great wisdom. I love the ancients and diligently seek wisdom among them. Act with kindness but do not expect gratitude. Return good for good, return evil with justice. The essence of knowledge is, having it, to use it. If there were one word that could act as a standard of conduct for one's entire life, perhaps it would be thoughtfulness. When you see a good person, think of becoming like her or him. When you see someone not so good, reflect on your own weak points. One joy dispels 100 cares. Study the past if you would define the future. Without knowing the force of words, it is impossible to know more. Ignorance is the night of the mind, but a night without moon or star. Don't grieve when people fail to recognize your ability. Grieve for your lack of ability instead. Attack the evil that is within yourself, rather than attacking the evil that is in others. Knowledge is merely brilliance in organization of ideas and not wisdom. The truly wise person goes beyond knowledge. Silence is a true friend who never betrays. If you don't want to do something, don't impose on others. If I understand change, I shall make no great mistake in life. By 3 methods we may learn wisdom. First, by reflection, which is noblest. Second, by imitation, which is easiest. And third, by experience, which is the bitterest. Respect yourself and others will respect you. Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without. Forget injuries, never forget kindnesses. If I am walking with 2 other men, each of them will serve as my teacher. I will pick out the good points of the one and imitate them, and the bad points of the other and correct them in myself. Don't do unto others what you don't want done unto you. Hold faithfulness and sincerity as first principles. The superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. Worry not that no one knows you, seek to be worth knowing. Don't complain about the snow on your neighbor's roof when your own doorstep is unclean. He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior. It is easy to hate and it is difficult to love. This is how the whole scheme of things works. All good things are difficult to achieve, and bad things are very easy to get. Choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life. I want you to be everything that's you, deep at the center of your being. Never tire to study, and to teach to others. You can force the people to obey, you cannot force them to understand. As the water shapes itself to the vessel that contains it, so a wise man adapts himself to circumstances. Without feelings of respect, What is there to distinguish men from beasts? Learning without thought is labor lost. Thinking without learning is perilous. Success depends upon previous preparation, and without such preparation there is sure to be failure.